Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of the Toy Box tutorial. And today we're going to be looking at natural effects, natural occurrences in nature. So we'll start off explaining what we have. We have a blank toy box here, so we have an empty screen. We're using Star-Lord today as a little outlaw knight here. The only things I have in the world right now are going to be a action button, a boombox, and a sky changer. Now, all it does, I have set up right now, is just the button to give us this night theme, and the button also allows us to have the boombox, which is going to turn the night sky. I decided to go with this because we're going to do some lightning and thunder today. We're going to show you how to create that effect, and I wanted a dark nighttime atmosphere to be able to show you. So we use the boombox to turn off the sound, so there's no ambient sound in the background. No music, sorry, in the background, and the sky changer for a dark sky. So we're going to go ahead and start out. We're going to open up the build menu. Now I already have the toys we're going to use, favorites. I'm actually going to get, we don't need that one, but we are going to go ahead and, as I said, we're going to jump in here. So let's go to the favorites there. All right, so we're going to a button. Now we're going to use our button here to start everything. And what we're going to do is we're going to make an effect. Now we want thunder and lightning. So thunder, lightning there. Now both can be found within the sound effects, but let's add a little more nature to it. We're going to add some wind. What's a thunderstorm without wind? And we're going to add a crow for that creepy eeriness. Halloween corner. Let's create something. So, what tools we're going to utilize today is the random, the time delayer, and I threw the level starter in there. And the effects generator. So effects generator, this allows us to create some kind of particle effect. In our example, a light source. We're going to create a flash. That's going to be a flash of lightning. So to do this, let's say we have 4 different locations on which the lightning is going to strike. Now with nature, nothing is set in stone. We're not on a metronome. Not every 4 seconds lightning doesn't strike. The crow is not going to crow every 2 seconds. So we want to add a random sense. Hey, guess what's going to happen? It's not always the same. So we're going to use the randomizer for that. We'll go explain that a little bit more as we go into it. We're also going to have a crow, as I said. So we're going to add the crow, and we're going to add wind. So to make this random, we're going to use a combination, as I said, the randomizer there, and we're going to use timed layers. So what the randomizer essentially does is to say call action randomizer, and what that'll do is it'll pick a, and we're pointing a behind each of our lines here. So the randomizer allows you to say action from a list. In this case, in lightning's case, we have 4. In crow's case, we have 2, and in wind. Now it's going to pull randomly one of those 2. So what is the different durations between which these things can happen? So what that allows is we have the time delayer to mimic different durations in which something's going to occur. We'll get into that a little bit more as we go. The locator is the first one we're going to use, and we're only going to use this for the lightning source. We can use the locator in a combination with the effects generator to dictate our flashes of lights are going to be. So, and just as we have an on button, always great to have a button. So we'll go and we'll push, there's our, that's everything we're going to need to create it. Let's go ahead and start the logic. Here's where things are going to get a little crazy, but it'll be great. So let's go ahead and get started. You can use spark mode for this. You can use the magic wand. I prefer the magic wand, so we're going to our first here is to start all the random. So as we press this, I'm just going to use new logic connection pressed, and we're going to hit call action to each one of these randomizers. Nothing more than that. It is pretty simple. This button is like, I'm just going to go ahead and start everything. Get the last one set up here. And action. So I press this, and it's going to happen. There we go, nothing happened. But right at that second, as I press one of these randomizers. Like I said, you can't notice it, but it was there. So let's go ahead and we're going to do wind first. So the wind is going to be this set over here, this sound effects and these 2 time delayers. So let's go ahead and go into the new logic connection. Now, random trigger, as I said, so we're just going to go ahead and pick one to the first time delayer, and we're going to hit start delay. The same for the time delay 2, but we're going to use random trigger 2 and start the delay as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to backtrack a second. We're going to look at the properties. Now, the properties on this allows us what's called the random trigger, and it gives us a slider bar. The slider bar allows you to change the frequency in which that random output occurs. The higher it is, the more likely it is to occur. So since they're both at 5, they have an equal chance to occur. If I did this and put random, I had a third trigger, there's a chance. These doesn't mean these are going to happen 50% of the time, because I mean, 5, 5, and 1 equals 11. It's not how it works. It just means that these are on the same level value. So have an equal chance of occurring. This one's on level 1, so it's likely to occur. But we don't have a third one, so we're going to go ahead and drop this down to 0. And that's all we need for this randomizer. So what we're going to need on the time delayer is the properties. Now, I wanted to mimic a different time set in which it can happen. As I said, it doesn't tick every 5 seconds. It isn't consistent. So the first one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 9 seconds. Pick a number. And we're going to go ahead and do the properties on the second one. Pick, let's go ahead and we'll pick 13. Those are our two. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into each time delayer, and when the delay is completed, we're going to go into our effects. Now, if we're going to go ahead and scroll all the way, there is a nature tag. So this is going to be a wind. So our wind. Now we're going to do the same. Now, why are they the same sound? Even though why do we need to do that? Well, like I said, because they're both going to trigger the same sound, but what we want is them to trigger times. That way you can't guess every 9 seconds wish of the sound. So we'll go into nature again here, and we'll do stormy. So now, in addition to that, so there's a 50-50 chance that it'll take 9 seconds for that wind to occur, or we have a 50% chance that it'll take 13 seconds for the wind to occur. We want this to be a looping effect. So, new logic connection, when this is started, we want to back around. So as soon as this guy goes off, it's going to call to the action button again. It's going to randomly pick one of these, either 9 or 13 seconds. The wind will hit again, and it'll loop. That's as easy as it goes. So, we're done there. That's it. Now, the second option. The exact same way. This is going to be our goal. So, trigger 1, you set off time delay 1, and random trigger 2 is going to go ahead and set off the time delayer 2. Now, we kind of got the idea from the first one. I'm going to speed it up a little bit, save some time. So the crow is going to go off every second and every, let's say, 11 seconds. Make it a little bit different. So we'll do the, properties. I said 7 and 11 seconds. And so we'll go into this, and we'll do new logic connection here. And again, the crow is going to be an animal this time. It's towards the bottom of the list as well. There's animal, and we're going to do the same thing for the second one. And we're going to animal, as always. Oh, there it is. And crow call. And just like the time, we want so we're going to go to new logic connection, and we're going to go and call the action again. So there's our second loop. So now we're going to go into the lightning. So the lightning is going to have 4 points of contact. Let's see. I wanted to do something here. So we're going to do something here. We're going to have 4 points of contact, but we're going to do something crazy. Bear with me here, guys. So we're going to start off normally. So we're going to do new logic, and we're going to have play 1. I want it to, we're not. We're actually going to go into the time delay. So wrong side, but we're going to time delay like the rest of them. So right 2. Oh, I picked the wrong. Second delay, and we'll start delay. And we're going to go in here. to start delay. Now we're going to have the and lastly, here delay. So I want to do it differently. We're going to do something a little. So we're going to add. I'm going to add this a little bit back to the right here, because what we're going to do is we're going to trigger lightning. A really quick and do a double crack, right? When it happens, I like the sound. I think you guys are going to like it. So what we're going to do is, instead of the randomizer triggering it, it's going to be this fourth option. Is we're going to have 3 single cracks, and then we're going to have 1 double crack of lightning. So what we'll do is we'll go into the time here, delays. We're going to enable this awkward delayer. So this one here, that we'll finish that up in a second. So let's go ahead and link this. So delay complete, and we're going to trigger this generator. So we're going to play once, and we're going to go small flash and surface light flash. That's going to be our lightning bolt. Do this again. Complete. We're going to go down the line here. 4. I'll explain random 5th time delay, and so small flashes and surface light. And we're going to go in the new logic connection delay. And we're going to do play once, flashes, surface light flash, and one here, connection delay complete. We'll go back to this, play once, small flashes, and surface light flash. So we have 4 there. Now I said this random one we're going to use for something special. So connection delay. I'm going to link it again. Same one as number 4 once, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Flashes, surface flash. Now we're going to go and do the times really quick. So the times are a big part of this. So be 8 seconds. We're just going to pick some random times, and then it's going to be 5 seconds. This one, I'm going to go ahead and do logic connect delay complete, and I did that wrong. I'm sorry. We'll back out. And properties. Make this one 12 seconds, and 15 seconds. It's a delay, but I'm going to add some excitement. You got to wait for the special. Patience is a virtue. So there's that 14. Now for our 5th one here, we're going to leave this one as 1, because double flash another. But what we're going to do is we're going to call each of the time delayers as well. First one here again, consistency. After each of these delays, they are going to go ahead and they're going to trigger, just like the crow, just like the thing to happen again. So we'll call to action on our randomizer. Delay complete. Action. 3rd one. Delay complete. Action. Because we have a double, I don't want it to start at 14 seconds. I want to go ahead and start that one. So we're going to go ahead and delay on the 5th one. We're going to ignore the 4th, and we will start action again. Now, all of that is, now we do the sound effect for the lightning. New logic connection triggered. Now we're effects generator here, guys. And we're going to call on here. This is going to go ahead and lightning for us. This one, go ahead and scroll down. It's going to be under nature again. This is the second under 4, nature. And we're going to do lightning. So go to this, and with lightning, we also have thunder. So let's hit the crack and the boom. Go ahead and scroll on down. Go to nature. This is going to be our 3rd sound effect that we find under nature. And here comes the lightning and the thunder. So we're going to for all 4 of our effects generators. So let's bear with me here. And nature.